We live in a world where everyone shares everything. Your breakfast, your new shoes, your face at every angle, filtered, angled, and perfected. Social media has become the grandest stage on Earth, where billions perform daily, seeking that hit of dopamine delivered via a heart, a like, or a comment. But then, you know those people, the ones who never post their own photos, the ones whose Instagram profile picture is a flower, or maybe nothing at all. They decline invitations to be in the spotlight with a polite smile. They sit quietly at parties, observing, not performing. They seem perfectly fine with being invisible in a world obsessed with being seen. If you've ever wondered why someone would choose to stay hidden in the age of oversharing, you're about to find out. This isn't about shyness. It's about a deep, rare trait. And trust me, the psychology behind it is far deeper than you think.
Let's start with what most people get wrong. When someone avoids the digital spotlight, we immediately assume they are insecure, shy, antisocial, or maybe even broken. But here is the twist. They might actually be the most psychologically secure people in the room. Think about the performance. People who constantly post are often seeking something: validation, approval, a digital mirror to confirm their worth. The people who don't post have already found what most people spend their entire lives searching for: self-worth that doesn't depend on anyone else. This is the rare trait: intrinsic self-sufficiency. If you already feel good about yourself, why would you need 1,000 strangers to confirm it? If your identity is solid, why would you need to perform it? They aren't hiding, they're simply not seeking. In a world addicted to external validation, that choice is nothing short of revolutionary.
Now, not everyone opts out from a place of pure confidence. For some, choosing invisibility is a deeply ingrained survival strategy. Maybe life taught them early that showing vulnerability feels dangerous. Maybe they were betrayed, judged, or misunderstood, and putting themselves out there feels like handing someone a weapon. So they retreat. Psychologists might call this hypervigilance, or a self-protective element of avoidant attachment. They aren't antisocial, they are self-protective. They learned that peace feels safer than exposure. Posting a photo opens the door to critique, comparison, and the exhausting requirement of being on all the time. For these individuals, opting out is simply choosing to keep their peace and preserve their energy. Finally, the deepest motivation is the desire for identity preservation and uncompromising authenticity. These people see social media for what it is: a curated highlight reel, an illusion, and they refuse to participate. They don't want to distort who they are for the sake of likes. They refuse to reduce their complex identity to a filtered image or a clever caption. They value their true, messy, three-dimensional self more than the two-dimensional performance. They are rejecting the performance of connection to safeguard their true self. They would rather be unseen than misrepresented. Here's the science that backs them up. The constant performance of being online has a scientific term: self-objectification and audience fatigue. Studies show that when you post photos regularly, your brain literally starts to see you as an object for evaluation. You become both the performer and the critic. That split is mentally exhausting. When you refuse to post, you opt out of that draining cycle. You protect your intrinsic self-concept, a stable identity that doesn't fluctuate based on external feedback. They refuse to let algorithms or strangers dictate their value. So, why do these people avoid photos and choose a quiet life? It's not about insecurity. It's about protecting their space, their peace, and their authenticity. They understand that strength isn't just endurance, it's self-standing. And that connection isn't always external, it's deeply internal. Here is the truth: whether you choose solitude or seek connection, neither defines your value. The rare trait of those who stay quiet is intrinsic self-sufficiency.
They don't need validation because they already know their worth. And in a world screaming to be noticed, perhaps the most powerful choice is to know that you don't have to be. The world is still waiting for the real you, the one who is always there, quietly growing, quietly thriving, and utterly secure in their own skin.